I just want to say thank you for the continued support of this program of Stanford. Everyone who cheered us on this summer while we were in Canada meant the world to us. We really appreciate it, and thank you guys. Go Card.
One of the all-time greats in Stanford history, Kelley O'Hara on hand. Her team up 2-1 over Colorado as we get ready for the start of the second half. And as we showed you coming back from halftime, Kelley O'Hara is on hand. She saluted the crowd at halftime just as she did a night ago at the football game. Kelley, welcome to our Pac-12 Network broadcast. Thank you for spending some time with us.
Thanks for having me.
Wow, Kelley, what an off season, or I guess it wasn't an official off season for you, but congratulations. I know you had the pregame pep talk. What were some of the words of wisdom you gave to these youngsters out here?
Yeah, I got to go into the locker room and just chat with them before, and I basically just told them, take advantage of every opportunity that you have at Stanford. This is such a finite time, and Stanford's such an amazing school, has an amazing athletic program, and enjoy it. Yeah, and just remember to have fun because it goes by really quickly.
I don't remember if your team ever fell behind 1-0. It doesn't seem like it in hindsight, but
sure we did.
This group did today. What does it say about them, the way they rallied in response?
Oh, it's great. I mean, it's funny. This is the first game I've seen them play this year, and but throughout the year, Stanford soccer just has the same style and the same grittiness, and just gets the job done, whatever it takes. So. Obviously, it was unfortunate that they squeaked in a goal, but you saw them rally back, and that's very typical of this program.
Yeah, a response to come back. And you mentioned how quickly things fly by. We cannot believe that Jane Campbell is a junior.
I know.
I feel like we were talking about her as a freshman for so much. But just kind of go back. Give us a flashback of how it was for you playing for Paul Ratcliffe and playing at this institution. And does it still look about the same as you've kind of seen how he talks to the team and how they are playing out there?
Yeah, it's still very similar. I told Paul, I said, you can't ever leave Stanford because then I won't be able to come back. It'll be so different. But Paul's just done an incredible job with this program, and I feel very lucky to have been able to play under him. And he's an excellent coach. I feel like I learned so much from my 4 years at Stanford, and I was very much so shaped as a player here. And the things that I learned under him, I've taken with me since then. So yeah, he does an excellent job with this team.
Bree Hooks with a great drive here, setting up Papalardo and company. Campbell will collect. Speaking of Paul, I'm sure you heard he was named Coach of the Century. It is our centennial year here in the Pac-12. You were named to the starting 11 along with Kristen Press and Foudy, who's the player of the year, and Teresa and Rachel.
Yeah.
So many great Stanford talents. I know your resume and your trophy case is extensive, but where does that rank for you in terms of an all-century honor?
Oh, it's incredible. I didn't even know that was a thing until recently.
We made it a thing.
Yeah, exactly. You guys did. No, it's an amazing honor, but like I say, all individual honors are just because of the people around you, and I was lucky enough to play with really amazing teammates while I was at Stanford, and I'm just thankful for that because, soccer's a team sport, so I think that they should make maybe some all-century, starting lineups of the different years and see the people on those teams too.
Well, we had a pretty exciting football game last night, and I know you were there.
I was, it was awesome.
Wow, that must have been. I've been seeing replays of the catch with air quotes, but what was it like being there?
I actually had gone home at that point because we were beating them so badly, and my dad was with me. He had flown in and was, come on. Yeah.
Zhao missing on the second attempt there. Go ahead, Kelley.
No, yeah, so we went home end of halftime just to relax, but we turned it on and we're watching on TV, and it was awesome. I mean, I love Stanford football, and I love when they just dominate opponents, so that was really fun to be there.
We'll let you go on this. It was such a tremendous summer at the World Cup with the players from Stanford we mentioned, and also those playing for other sides like Alina and Teresa for Mexico and Rachel Kwan for Canada. What's next for you and for the U.S. women's national team?
Right now we're just in the middle of our victory tour. So we play Brazil next Wednesday in Seattle, and then we play them again in Orlando next Sunday. It is a victory tour, but Jill has made it very apparent that we are already, looking to build for next year for Rio 16. So, even though they are friendlies, technically, there's a lot on the line. So I'm looking forward to a great opponent and, yeah, getting back on the field and playing some games.
And we sure hope that Jordan Morris, who's playing for Stanford's men's side currently, can get that U23 to Rio as well.
Me too. It would be awesome to have a brother team there.
All right. Thank you so much for your time. It's great to see you, and I know the Stanford Cardinal faithful always enjoy having you on hand here at Kagan.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Thanks,
All right.
Kelly.
Bye.
Well, there's no doubt that the World Cup play kicked off this season here in the fall for Pac-12 schools in particular. It was, and across the nation, so exciting to come off of that big win, and all of these programs, players, coaches, whoever could make it their way up to Vancouver definitely were there.
So Stephanie Amack driving from her near side flank. Knocked off the ball. Sullivan struggling with it, and she will get the restart. Sullivan is one of those Mac Herman Trophy candidates that you mentioned. And Kelly O'Hara was part of just an incredible run of 3 straight. She and then Kristen Press and Teresa Noyola in 09, 10, and 11. Just one of the greatest stretches of individual performance that college soccer has ever seen.
Yeah, they definitely were. It's just that continual tradition, and that's what's really stands out to me with the Cardinal and what Paul Ratcliffe's able to do, is to be so consistent every single year to weave in these young players.